All right, today we are opening up the handbook on building a real, honest-to-goodness AI co-pilot for your academic team. And look, this isn't just about another app or a new piece of software. We're talking about a revolutionary assistant, all powered by the Claude ecosystem that's really going to change how your school operates.
Just think about it for a second. What if all those endless reports, the curriculum planning, the data analysis, what if it all just happened, like seamlessly in the background? Well, we're about to walk through the exact blueprint to make that a reality for you and your team. So on the left, you've got a picture that's probably pretty familiar to a lot of us, right? It's that daily grind of manual work, inconsistent quality from one department to the next, and just so many hours lost on tasks you have to do over and over again. But on the right, well, that's where we're going. An AI-powered workflow that gives you automated reports and top-notch standardized materials across the entire board. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to start with the big picture vision. Then, we'll get our hands dirty and build the AI's foundational brain. After that, we'll teach it some custom skills, plug it into your daily workflow for full-on automation, and finally, I'll share some pro tips to make you a master user.
First up, the vision. And I want to be super clear about this. We are not talking about building a simple chatbot here. We're building an autonomous assistant, something that becomes a true integrated member of your academic team.
This right here is the why behind all of this. We're talking about an assistant that doesn't just wait for questions, but actually takes initiative. It can draft that massive year-end academic report, make sure every department's curriculum hits your key standards, whether that's for the IB program or your local Ministry of Education, and it can instantly crunch exam results to flag students who might need a little extra support.
So let's move on to the foundation. Every great assistant has to understand the rules of the road, right? For our AI, that means we have to build its brain, its core memory, and its rulebook. And that brain, well, it's actually a single file called Claude.md. The best way to think about it is like the ultimate employee handbook for your AI. This one file tells Claude everything it needs to know about your school, your academic standards, your team structure, even your communication style. It is the secret sauce for getting consistent, reliable performance every single time.
And the structure of this file is what makes it so smart. You've got the project overview, which defines who's who. Is it talking to the head of the school or a specific subject teacher? Then you have hard constraints. These are the absolute non-negotiables, like never invent student data. Academic standards make sure everything it produces is compliant with your curriculum. And workflows give the AI a step-by-step guide for complex tasks, like creating intervention plans for a struggling class.
Okay, with that foundation solidly in place, now we get to the really fun part. The tools. This is where we teach our co-pilot how to do all the specific, specialized jobs that are unique to your school.
We do this by creating what we call skills. A skill is basically just a custom-trained workflow. It's a simple text file that teaches Claude how to do one specific, repeatable task really, really well. This is how you turn it from a generalist AI into a specialist that's laser-focused on exactly what your team needs.
Let's make this super practical. Think about one of the most time-consuming tasks for any teacher, grading and assessing assignments. We can build a custom skill that pretty much automates this whole thing.
And you know what? The process is actually way simpler than you'd think. You just create a folder, you define a trigger command, something like assess this paper, you write out the steps for the AI to follow, and then, and this is the crucial part, you link it to your school's official grading rubric. Just like that, every single assignment gets assessed against the exact same standard instantly. And it absolutely does not stop there. You could create skills to plan out your entire curriculum for the year, generate professional development reports, help new students get onboarded. You could even use a tool called Remotion to create animated explainer videos for your lessons. All of it just with a simple command.
So, we've got a smart assistant, and it has custom skills. What's next? The workflow. How do we actually weave this thing into the fabric of your school's day-to-day digital life? How do we get to true automation?
Well, the magic behind that is a technology called MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal translator that lets Claude securely connect to and talk with all the apps you already use, like Google Drive, Gmail, and Slack. It's the bridge that connects your AI's brain to the rest of your digital world.
And once you have MCP set up, the possibilities are just incredible. Claude can pop into a Google Drive folder to summarize your meeting notes, draft personalized update emails to parents right there in Gmail, and even keep an eye on your Slack channels to give you a daily digest on how projects are moving along. This is the kind of automation that actually gives you your time back. All right, let's head into our final section, the mastery. We've built the system, so now let's learn how to run it like an absolute pro, with a special focus on being efficient and managing costs. Now, a big question with any powerful AI is always cost, but you've got options. Instead of only using the official, often pricey models, you can use a service called OpenRouter. Think of it like a gateway that lets your system tap into some incredibly powerful and often totally free open source models, like Qwen or DeepSeek, for certain tasks.
And get this, by being smart about routing different jobs to these free or low-cost models, you can slash your operational costs by up to 10 times. This is what makes building a super sophisticated AI copilot financially realistic for any school or department, no matter what your budget looks like.
And if you really want to manage your workflow like a pro, you have to memorize these 3 essential commands. Cost will tell you exactly how much your current session is costing. Clear gives you a totally fresh slate so the AI doesn't get confused. And compact, this one's a lifesaver. It summarizes your long conversation to keep the AI focused and save on costs.
Because at the end of the day, the goal here is to transform Claude from something you just chat with into a true autonomous assistant, basically an operating system that helps you run your entire academic process way more efficiently and effectively. So, the blueprint is right here in your hands, and the tools are all ready to go. Your academic copilot is officially on standby, just waiting for its first assignment. So the only question left is, what are you going to automate first?